So Christmas has officially become my favorite holiday of the year. And knowing me, I don't usually celebrate it in a big way. But this year is quite different. I decided to celebrate it in a big way. I mean, not as big as you're thinking, but kind of. And I decided to invite some of my friends over for a Christmas Eve dinner. However, as I start decorating the house with ornaments, I realized my dinner table is bare and boring and not so festive at all. So, as a sewer, what better way to decorate a dinner table is to make a holiday table runner? I mean, if you know me well, I love making table runners. And I probably did one last year, on Christmas as well. But that doesn't matter because we need a new one this year. So I got inspired by a creation made by one of my favorite vloggers. And I decided, why not create a tablecloth or a table runner that is similar to the one that she made? So I ventured out and got some materials I needed for this festive project. I got 3 yards of red felt as well as a yard of green and white felt. Some trim and ribbons for finishing and embellishments, lots of thread for embroidering, and my usual sewing tools and notions. And of course, I will be using one of my favorite sewing machines, the Brother MB180, in making this holiday table runner. This project is perfect since I have a round dinner table, and it does not involve plenty of sewing, embroidering perhaps. But I really enjoyed making this project and seeing it in actual on my table. I started by measuring the diameter of the table in inches. Since I want the entire surface covered, I have taken the entire length of the table and plotted the measurements on a piece of pattern paper. I created a quarter of a circle pattern, which will be placed on the fold of the fabric to cut 1/2 of a circle. Working with felt is so much easier as it never frays and it already has a structure to it. Plus, embroidering on felt is so satisfying. Once the main fabric is cut out, I proceeded in sewing the 2 halves of the circle to form one big circle. This is going to be sewn with a straight stitch using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Once sewn, the seams are pressed open for a flatter look. Then I went ahead and started embroidering on the green and white felt fabric with festive holiday designs. Iconic Christmas symbols that we came to love and grew up with. So since this process takes a little bit of time, I went ahead and did some of the embroidering in advance. I've got Santa, of course, a Christmas wreath, a snowman, and some candy cane and others. This is probably the most enjoyable part of this project, as you get to see the designs being done by the sewing machine, which is super satisfying. Once the embroidering is done, I started cutting them out into circles. Using a circular object, or a plate in my case, I went ahead and drew a circle around each of the embroidery designs and cut them individually. So this design is going to be a circular tablecloth embellished with 8 Christmas ornaments or Christmas bowls. Like I said, Working with felt is the easiest as it does not require finishing off the edges. This cuts the sewing time in half. Once all the pieces are cut, 2 strips of trim will be sewn across each of the pieces. This will add as another embellishment to give it a more defined detail. It's a Christmas ball after all. I've got 8 of the Christmas balls done. Now it's time for placement. I decided to place all 8 of the ornaments 2 inches from the edge along the entire perimeter of the circle. These are going to be sewn in place using a zigzag stitch. This process is also called applique sewing. A zigzag stitch is used to ensure that the edges are well secured in place. And it also gives an accentuated finish. Working on this project really gives me that festive vibe. And I really cannot wait to celebrate the holidays with this tablecloth on my table. The last bit of the process is to sew another long strips of trim from the center outward. This will serve as strings for the Christmas balls. This is sewn using a zigzag stitch. And with all that, my table runner is all done. I give a huge credit to my sewing machine. It really worked hard like an elf for the holidays. And embroidering on the Brother NV180 is so satisfying. It did all the work for me. What about you? What's your special holiday project? Let us know in the comments. Until then, Merry Christmas from Brother Middle East and Africa. And enjoy the holidays, and I will see you soon.